What if I told you that the most important retirement plan of your life has nothing to do with money? That while everyone is obsessing about savings accounts, SIPs, and mutual funds, the real bankruptcy many people face in old age is emotional? Think about it. When we're young, we're told to start saving early, invest wisely, diversify, and prepare for the day when we can no longer work. But here's the truth. Nobody talks about. One day, you may not be able to work your emotions the way you do now either. You won't have the same energy to mend broken friendships, to heal old wounds, or to chase the kind of relationships that feed your soul. That's why your 20s are the perfect time to start an emotional retirement plan. Let's be clear. This doesn't mean shutting yourself off from pain or avoiding risk. In fact, it means the opposite. Just like financial investments grow stronger when they face market fluctuations, your emotional investments grow when you learn to handle both joy and sorrow wisely. So today, let's break down exactly how to start building that emotional wealth right from your 20s. Step 1. Build your emotional savings account. Think of every meaningful relationship, every kind gesture, every moment of gratitude as a deposit. These are not fleeting things. They stay with you. The warmth of a friend who stood by you when no one else did, the habit of calling your parents regularly, the discipline of forgiving instead of holding grudges, these are your emotional fixed deposits. In your 20s, it's tempting to live fast, cut ties easily, and move on quickly. But pause and think. The people you neglect today might be the support you long for tomorrow. Start saving emotionally by nurturing bonds that matter. It could be as simple as being a good listener, writing down your thoughts instead of bottling them up, or saying thank you more often than you think necessary. Because when you're 60 or 70, the balance in your emotional savings account will determine whether you feel rich in love or bankrupt in loneliness. Step 2. Diversify your emotional investments. Financial experts tell you not to put all your money in one basket. The same is true for emotions. Too many young people invest everything into one relationship, whether it's a romantic partner, a best friend, or even a career, and when that basket falls, their whole emotional world collapses. Instead, diversify. Invest in friendships that make you laugh, mentors who make you grow, passions that make you lose track of time, and causes that make you feel useful. Spread your emotional wealth across different areas of life, so you're not left emotionally bankrupt if one chapter ends. In your 20s, you have the luxury of experimenting. Join communities, learn new skills, volunteer, travel, spend time with people outside your comfort zone. Every one of these is like owning a different emotional stock, and the more diversified you are, the stronger you'll be in the long run. Step 3. Pay off emotional debts. Early. We all have them. Unspoken apologies, grudges we nurse like hidden wounds, mistakes we're too ashamed to admit. These are emotional loans that pile up with interest. The longer you leave them, the heavier they become. Your 20s are the best time to settle these debts. Say the sorry you've been holding back. Forgive someone who hurt you, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Have the tough conversations you keep postponing. Emotional debts are like credit card bills. If you ignore them, they'll choke you later. By the time you reach old age, these unpaid emotional debts can become unbearable regrets. Pay them off while you still can. Step 4. Create an emotional emergency fund. Life will surprise you. There will be breakups, losses, betrayals, failures, health scares. Just like financial planners advise keeping an emergency fund for unexpected crises, you need an emotional one too. But how do you build it? Through habits. Journaling regularly, meditating, practicing gratitude, exercising, building resilience. These are emotional savings you can draw from when the storm hits. They don't eliminate pain, but they give you the strength to endure it. Your 20s are when you should start building this resilience muscle. Because when life throws its darkest challenges later, you'll already have the emotional capital to survive and grow. Step 5. Invest in long-term emotional assets. What are long-term assets in emotional life? They're the things that compound over decades, just like real estate or a retirement corpus. Deep friendships, meaningful work, a sense of spirituality, time spent with family, skills that make you proud. These are the assets that give lifelong returns. Here's the catch: they don't give instant gratification. In your 20s, you might not always feel the rewards of maintaining a 10-year friendship or practicing patience with your parents. But 30 years from now, when you have someone who truly knows your soul, or when you feel rooted because you stayed connected to your values, that's when the dividends pay out. Don't chase only the high-risk, high-reward emotional thrills of your 20s. Also, invest in the slow, steady bonds that will be your emotional pension later. Step 6. Audit your emotional lifestyle. Every good investor checks their portfolio regularly. Are you doing the same with your emotional life? Ask yourself, are you spending energy on things that drain you without giving returns? Toxic relationships, endless comparisons, self-sabotaging habits, they're like bad investments eating up your wealth. Start auditing your lifestyle. If something is depleting you consistently, it's time to cut your losses and walk away. In your 20s, learn to identify what truly nourishes your spirit and what bleeds you dry. The earlier you make these adjustments, the healthier your emotional portfolio will be. Step 7. Compound your emotional wealth through small habits. Here's the secret that both financial and emotional experts agree on. Compounding is magic. Small actions, repeated over time, grow into unimaginable wealth. Send that one message to check in on a friend. Write one line of gratitude every night. Spend 10 minutes meditating each morning. Smile at strangers. Read books that make you wiser. These may look small, but 10, 20, 30 years from now, they'll add up to a life full of warmth and meaning. Your 20s are when you plant these seeds. And trust me, by the time you're older, you'll look back and realize these were the best investments you ever made. Most people reach their 60s and wish they had started saving money earlier. But the deeper regret? Wishing they had saved emotions earlier. They wish they had forgiven, loved, healed, laughed, and lived more fully. You don't have to make that mistake. In your 20s, you have the chance to build a retirement plan that guarantees peace, joy, and resilience in old age, not just financial security, but emotional abundance. So, start today. Save emotional wealth, diversify your bonds, pay off regrets, build resilience, and invest in love and meaning. Because in the end, your emotional retirement plan will decide whether you spend your old age lonely and bitter, or peaceful, content, and deeply fulfilled. After all, money buys comfort, but emotional wealth buys peace. And peace, my friend, is the ultimate luxury.